Mr. Snyder here. The last tutorial we moved Samir to the rule of thirds center. Oh, I can see a little bit of the microphone up there. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that up to this point, so I'm just going to go and look. I can still do these little adjustments. There we go. Bingo, bango. Done. It's no longer there. Command Z, you'll see it. There it is. Shift Command Z. We'll go forward. Bam, it's gone. Good. See how easy it was to clean up something even after the fact. So now what do I want to do? Well, I've made space here. Let's just get off that freeze frame. There we go. And we're going to place a title here to kind of balance the frame out a bit because everything's kind of now on the right side. So we're going to put a title in here. But again, it's much better to have somebody on the rule of thirds, on the right rule of thirds. Again, you don't have to make this little guide that I made with the titler. Just sort of visually in your mind break up the screen in 3 equal vertical portions and 3 equal horizontal portions. You don't actually have to do the grid. Okay, I just wanted to show it to you using a visual just so it was easier to understand. Gone. Okay, so I'm going to add a title. So how do I do it? How do I create a title just like before? Title, new title, default still, or Command T. New title. Give it a name, Samir. That's who it is, and that's the name that's going to be on the title. Okay, opens our titler. You remember this. You have your selection tool to move things and select things, and you've got your type tool to actually create text. So first thing I'm going to do is create some text. Click on it. I'm just going to click anywhere randomly for now and type in Samir. Okay, by default it has this font, this color, all these properties. Double click the font. I'm going to go to the font up here. And again, I could scroll through using my arrow keys, and it would basically show me the different fonts as I did it. Let me show you that over here. It's easier to see. If I scroll through these fonts, once I've selected my text, okay, click in the font family, and see, I can scroll through. Okay, so that's kind of handy. Hey, I like that one. Arial Unicode MS. Probably will never call it that name. I just like it. It's a sans serif font, no hooks on all the letters. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to make it bigger. Let's use this side. Font size. I'm just going to click, scroll to the right. I'm going to make it fairly big, like that. Arrow tool, click, get off the type tool. You'll keep typing text. Remember when you're in the type tool, don't click and draw out a text box. Don't do that. They're too hard to work with. Command Z to get rid of that. Okay, now, it's okay. I think it needs anchoring visually. I think it needs some support behind it so it's not just letters stuck on a background like that. So what I'm going to do now is introduce the rectangle tool here. Just like Photoshop for those who have used it. Click on the rectangle tool. These other shapes are probably not the best choices for this particular use. Rectangle tool, click, drag it out, and I want it to maybe be about that big. Don't take it right to halfway because then you split the screen in half, and again it looks a little weird. So keep it on the one side of the frame. Now what's happened? Hey, how come I can't see my text anymore? That's because my shape is covering my text. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm seeing the bounding box. Go to my arrow tool, select my shape. I see the bounding box around the shape. Right click, go to arrange, and I'm going to bring that shape to the back. I want it behind the text. To the back. Bang. Oh, but that didn't make much difference. Why? Well, let's select the text now. There's the bounding box for the text. So I know the text is selected, but I don't see it. Why? Because the color is the same. So let's just drag it up. There it is. Okay, let's click now on the color of the text. And what I'm actually going to do is use the eyedropper. I'm going to click on the eyedropper, drag it over, and I'm going to be inspired for the text color based on a dark color that's already on this screen. I'm going to select a pixel color that's already there. I like that. That's nice and dark. Okay, click. It changes my color chip to the color that I've selected. If I select something light, you can see how that doesn't stand out. Okay, so eyedropper, select. I don't like black. I want to be inspired by something I already see. There, let's pick that one. Okay, selection tool, shortcut V, drag it down. Hey, that's looking pretty good. My title text is just too high in the shape. Why don't we center it? Select it, nudge it using your arrow keys down, 1 pixel at a time. I'm pushing it probably about 10 times or so. Eyeball it, get it looking like it's kind of centered. Looks good. Notice I haven't centered it in the space here. I favored more of the right. I haven't totally right justified it, but I favored the right. Okay, so his name's a little closer to him, so because it's associated with him. Now I've got my background shape. It's anchoring the name now, and my text. But I'm not so happy with this white. I think the white is just coming out of nowhere. There's nothing in this frame that's white. So what I'm going to do is change the color. Now I could go to opacity and bring that down, but that's not really doing what I want. Okay, I might, let's bring the opacity down to about 77% so we can see through this shape. But I also want to change its color. So I don't want it to be white. Let's go to the eyedropper now of the shape, and let's be inspired by a color that's already here. Something nice. Oh, there's a nice color. Okay, there. No, look at that. So I think I've got too much opacity now. It's too see-through. So I'm going to select my shape. I'm going to keep it that color, but I'm going to bring my opacity higher so it's less see-through, maybe to about, I don't know, 83%. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Maybe I'm going to go back to my color and make it a little whiter. Click on the color chip for the fill. Oops, got to select it first. There we go. Click on the color chip. There's my old color. I'm going to take it a little bit whiter, make it whiter. You can see the new color starts to add there. Old color below, new color above. Click there. Let's see. Oh, that looks nice. That looks better. We're inspired. These colors, both these colors of the shape and the text is inspired by the text by the dark here, and the background shape is inspired by pixel color in here. I like that. I'm going to say I love it. Close it. There's my title now in my green screen bin because I'm keeping everything for this particular sequence in one place. I'm going to take that title, I'm going to drag it and drop it up above. Again, you got to make sure you have a blank track up above. If you don't, you can right click, add tracks. You can add one video track after the highest number and add 0 audio tracks. Okay, so change that to 0. So you're just adding one video track up above. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. It's added now a 5th video track. You see that above track 4. I don't need it. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to delete that track. Gone. Good. Okay, so now let's find out when the title should come in. So now to do that, you play it in real time. Take the play bar back to the start. Oh, did you hear that too? I haven't trimmed it good enough. Hey, I can always go back and fix things. I'm going to trim that off. I know it's part of this clip because it's me talking before Samir. I'm going to go to Samir's clip. I'm going to just drag it. See, I've chopped it off. I'm going to take the background. I'm going to shorten it too so it starts at the same time as Samir. And oh, look down here. I've got that pink there still. I got to make sure I trim it back too. Oops, not the tracks, but the actual pink. There we go. Everything now starts at once. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click, drag, and select everything. I got to make sure I get this title in there. Click, drag, and select. And I'm going to move everything to the left, snap it to the start. This is now the very 000 in time.
Hi, I'm Samir. We all remember.
Hi, I'm Samir. And I think Samir comes in too late. Plus, plus, plus to blow this up. When does he say hi? And then
Hi.
Right there. Back it up a bit. Right there. That's where Samir's name needs to come in. Deselect. I've selected all those tracks, so deselect them. Select just the title. Move it back. Let's see how the timing is first.
Hi, I'm Samir.
Good.
We all remember first day of school.
Bang. He ends that first sentence. The title has been long enough to read it, so I'm going to leave it in that long, and then I'm going to trim it back. So that's when I want it to end. Okay? So.
Hi, I'm Samir. We all remember first day of school. It seems like just.
Okay. I don't like the way it pops in and out, though. Watch how it just pops in.
Hi, I'm Samir.
So what are we going to do? We're going to add an effect now. We're going to add what's called a transition. We're going to somehow move this into place. And we're going to use one that's already created inside of Premiere Pro. Go to your effects. And you're going to type in the word slide for slide transition. Okay? And you go under video transitions. There's a number there, but we're going to use the slide one. Click, drag, and drop it to the very start leading edge of Samir. Right there. And you can see slide transitions there. And I want it to slide in, and I want it to slide out. So I've added a transition now at the beginning and the end of the title. How's it look?
Hi, I'm Samir. We all remember first day of school. It seems.
Okay, we've got the effect, but clearly lots of problems. The timing's way off. Number one, the slide is coming in too slowly. So watch how slowly. It's coming in late and slow.
Hi, I'm Samir.
Okay, it should already be in. So I'm going to make this whole thing come in earlier. Drag it left a bit.
Hi, I'm Samir.
And I've got to speed up that slide. I'm going to double click on the word slide. Under duration, how long is that transition taking? Right now it's a second. Way too long. Let's make it half a second. 15 frames. There you go. Now let's play it.
Hi, I'm Samir.
Good. That timing's better.
We all remember first day of school.
Bang. That's where I want it to finish. Drag this out a bit. A little finicky. There we go. Now, this was, double click it. It's 15 frames. Hey, look at this other one. It's still too long. Double click it. Click in there. Let's make it 15 frames. So make them equal. Again, consistency is king in TV.
Hi, I'm Samir.
Slides
We all
in.
remember first day of school.
Slides out. Now, timing's good. The length of each slide is good. But what I don't like, do you see what I don't like here? Watch this. Look, instead of it pushing on and then pushing back off, it's pushing on and then kind of like a wipe off in that direction. And I can fix that easily. Watch what I'm going to do. Double click the second transition, the one that takes it off. Okay, double click it. It appears up here in effects controls. Now there's the duration 50. So that's right. That's good. Scroll down. Oh, look, I've got a reverse. Click reverse now for that one transition, the transition that takes it off. Now let's watch what happens.
Hi, I'm Samir. We all remember first day of school. It seems
Good.
just-
See, I've reversed the direction of the slide, the second slide, because when it slides out, it wants to continue sliding on the second transition. And in this case, we've reversed the direction. So it slides off in the direction it came. Good. We're done. Minus, minus, minus. That's good. You do not have to title them again the second time. You title people generally just once. You identify who they are, and then the audience will remember. You don't have to keep telling them who the person is. Okay, so that's it. We've added our title with a shape. We've transitioned it on. All is good. We're done now with our green screen editing completely. The only thing we need to do now is add it to our main template, and I'll show you how to do that in the next tutorial.